You can sense the intensity as they await the arrival of the Tennessee team here at Neyland Stadium. The #1 undefeated Volunteers prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What's up, YouTubes? What's up, Vol fans? What's up, college football fans? This is just great. I want this show to be about all the fans coming together. Kentucky played a good game, but all us fans are excited when our team wins, and nobody's more excited than me. I've been waiting a long time to fire up this SEC cigar, victory cigar. Everybody says this should be reserved for Alabama, but the way we've been playing the last year or so, or 10 years, 15 years, this is a victory cigar, and I'm going to fire one up every time my Vols have a SEC victory, and we got one. Got a $10 cigar. It's going to taste so good. So is my coffee, my Pilot Flying J coffee, half Columbia Rose, half house blend with a lot of cream, no sugar because I'm on a diet. But pardon me while I put the fire in the hole. This is the start. I don't even think I got it fired up. It's a big old cigar now. Look how big this thing is. This is the beginning of the football, basketball sweep of Kentucky. It started today. I said on my Facebook page, and if you're not following my Facebook page, you're missing out. But this is the start of a sweep of Kentucky. We're going to sweep them in basketball again this year. And how about that? Our basketball season's underway, but I'm not going to talk about how good our team is and how nervous Kentucky is in basketball, but we just had a great game. Our defense played lights out. We were aggressive all game. I loved the play calling. We didn't get conservative in the second half. Our defense didn't disappear like they did against the Coots in the second half. Every time we'd make a mistake on offense, we didn't fold up. Our defense got it back for us. And I want to hear from you guys. I've got my opinion, and I'll give it throughout the show. But 855-489-7623. Call the Allied Oil and Tire Hotline with locations in Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Wichita, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, and Joplin, Missouri. And I use the Joplin location. Brett Black, the manager down there. Sometimes he's in the live chat, but call in. I want to hear from you guys because this show was built on you, the fans. That's why I do it. That's why I'm always going to do this show. And let's just enjoy this victory. Let's keep it classy. Any of my moderators in here, don't let any foul language come out, because you know what? Kentucky, we just need to enjoy this. This is probably the most enjoyment we've gotten out of beating Kentucky in a while, because we've dominated the series up until lately. But guess what, guys? Keep it classy, because Kentucky's going to be around a while. I don't think they're going to be winning the East or anything, but they've got a good team. They've got a coaching staff that's been around for a while, and I think their coaching staff's going to keep hanging out there. Benny Snell's a great running back. I see I got a live chat. I don't know who it was, but I'll go back and give you a shout out. But let's keep it classy. And I want to hear from y'all. No bad language, but we're going to go to the phone lines. And we've got a 865 area code calling in. And this is just great. You're on with Catfish. What do you got on this wonderful, beautiful Saturday in Knoxville, Tennessee? What you got, buddy?
Man, Catfish, I'm going to say something I didn't think I would say all year. How about that offensive line for Tennessee?
Yeah.
They stepped it up today.
They heard me complaining.
We could run. After last week's performance against Charlotte, I'll be honest, I was worried coming into this game. And, man, they proved me at least wrong for this week. We'll see what happens the rest of the season. But we were able to actually run the ball against Kentucky. We stopped them from running the ball.
Yep.
And, man, that defense was lights out. Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
And like I said it yesterday. I don't know if you heard me, but I said on paper Kentucky was probably 7 to 10 points better than we were, but that doesn't measure heart. We had a heart. This is the most complete game we've played all season. Actually, going back 2 years ago, we haven't made a complete game like this, and I'm just excited. I'm excited about it. And guess what? I told Couch Coach, hey, I think we're going to win this. And look out, we might just win out and end up 7-5. And guess what? That'll make me look like a genius, because I said before the season I thought we was going 7-5, and I thought Garantano played well. I'm just excited. I'm excited. Did you get to watch it? I listened to it on the radio, so I made a halftime video that said Jennings caught that Hail Mary. That's what Kessling called, but I guess I turned it off right after he made the call and didn't. I'm sure he corrected it. But did you get to watch it? Did it look as good on TV as it did on the radio?
It did. It did. I did get to watch it, and it was Callaway who made the catch at halftime. Man, I was watching Tennessee flying around on defense. They were being aggressive. They were playing with a passion, and that's something that I didn't see at all last season. Last season I saw a Tennessee team that didn't even look like they wanted to be there. This season, at least in this game, I'm seeing Tennessee playing with a fire in their eyes. They're wanting to get after that football. And there aren't two, like last week's game, I'm not going to say that Tennessee deserved to win against Charlotte. Tennessee deserved to win this game. They earned this win. And this is a very, very good Kentucky team. Mm-hmm. Tennessee was able to do things to Kentucky today and stopping Benny Snell, who is an amazing running back. And not a lot of teams have been able to do that this season. And Tennessee was able to get it done. And, you know, I kept saying at the beginning of the game, if Tennessee could stop him and Tennessee could control their run, then Tennessee would have a good chance to win this game, because I didn't think that Kentucky had the passing offense that, you know, was that spectacular. But, you know, Tennessee was able to do it, and Tennessee was able to at least do something on offense. But, like I said, I think that the offensive line played very, very well today compared to how they've played all season long.
Well, I think this is going to be something we can build upon. It's going to show us, just kind of like the Auburn game. I thought we could build upon it. We didn't carry that momentum like I thought we would. But this second win over a ranked opponent, I really think we can build upon it. And I have a little bit more confidence in our offensive line. I don't know if it was a combination or what it was, but you're right. We were playing better. We were running a lot better. Chandler gassed them a couple of times. Now, we had some fumbles there at the end. I forget who fumbled. We had a couple of fumbles. But our defense came up huge. Osborne filled in for the injured kid, I think, and came in, had 2 interceptions. And Taylor had 4 sacks. I think that was almost a record. I was listening to it on the radio, but just all the way around. And how about that block kick? I mean, special teams was good. Our punter was good. We just had a complete game. We're not Alabama. We're not Georgia. We're not some of these other teams, but for us, this fan base needed this win, and we needed it the way we want it, with a complete game.
Absolutely. And like I said, I think Tennessee deserved to win this game. And I believe that you're right. I think if Tennessee can use this momentum going into next week's game against Missouri, I think Tennessee's got a good shot at beating Missouri. I was saying a few weeks ago when we knew that Tennessee had to win two out of the last 3. I thought, all right, well, I think Tennessee could beat Kentucky, and I had Vanderbilt as the other team, and I thought that Missouri would be the team that gives Tennessee the most trouble, and that's simply because of Drew Lock at quarterback. I think Tennessee does have some weakness in the secondary that did look a lot better today. And I was hoping that to see an improvement in the secondary, and I did. So who knows? Maybe Tennessee can carry this success into next week and be able to shut down Drew Lock and maybe sneak out of there with a win.
Yeah, I agree. I heard on the sideline, or not on the sideline, but I heard on the radio that Jeremy Pruit there at the end of the second half was chewing out Helton, and right before the Hail Mary. What was that all about? What were they saying on TV? I didn't get much of it on the radio, what was going on. I guess he was Bobby Durkins, May there. I'm enjoying this cigar, but what was that about? What were they saying about it on the TV?
They didn't mention a whole lot about it. I saw Jeremy Pruitt getting in his face a little bit. My guess, it was probably just for the lack of explosive plays right there until I think it was Chandler who got the big run, which eventually set up the Hail Mary touchdown. I think Jeremy Pruitt was expecting more explosive plays. From what it looked like to me, Jeremy Pruitt wanted the plays to go deep, and it looked like Garantano was throwing it short. The commentators didn't mention anything about it, but that's what it looked like to me, is that Jeremy Pruitt wanted to see a little bit more explosive plays, and he wasn't getting that at the time.
And I think our play calling was great. I think we were aggressive. We kept going. I think all the way around we had a few lapses, but, nobody plays a perfect game. And even Alabama went 3 and out 3 series in a row against us, and every team's going to have that, but I'm just excited about the play calling. But anyway, I appreciate your call, and we've got some calls coming in. I want everybody to call in. We're going to have BVD calling in here in a minute. I think he's calling in now. But give me a call. I want to hear from you guys. Let me see if I can pick up BVD here. I'm sure he's just as excited, maybe more excited than me. But is this the legendary Big Vol Daddy?
Well, it's Big Vol Daddy. I don't know about the legendary part.
What do you think, my buddy?
Well, I hate to say I told you so, Kentucky, but I told you so. Didn't I?
Yep, and so did I. What did it look like as far as your perspective on TV? Because I listened to it on the radio, but it sounded like we had a complete game. We were aggressive on the play calling. Our defense didn't back down when we'd have a fumble. We got it right back. I just want to know what you thought about it on the TV.
Oh yeah, man. It was a thing of beauty. We tried to give it away there at the end. Real quick, hey Matt G, hey Brock, hey Tennessee Vol 09er, and hey Aaron Ross there in the chat.
Thank you.
But yeah, man, there at the end, we tried to give it away with the turnovers, and it scared the crap out of me. But you know what I like? What you just said, everything you just said basically is what happened. But what I liked most about the entire game was at the end, when we got the interception, and the boneheaded guy lateraled it to our other guy. Jeremy Pruitt was in his ass on the sidelines.
I love it.
And a friend of mine texted me, a friend of mine from North Carolina texted me, and he said something to that effect. He said, every time, every game, Jeremy Pruitt is in somebody's ass. I love that shit. That was his text.
Yeah.
And as it was happening, I told my roommate John, I was like, I love the fact that he's doing this, but sometimes it looks like he might be going overboard. Hey, Herbert, Bradford, and Ball Advocate. Sorry, I'm just acknowledging these guys.
No, you need to, because I can't follow it like you can, because I've got this call board going, and it's hard to watch everything, but appreciate it. You call them out for me.
I will. I'll try. These are just all guys that are saying hey to me. I see the enjoyment in the cigar there.
Oh, man, I'm loving it. I'm going to do this. Everybody said you should only smoke a cigar for an Alabama victory, but the heck with that. As the way we've been playing it, I'm going to fire one up on every SEC win for a while anyway.
Hey, stick 5 of them in your mouth if you can right now. It's the Hail Mary. I texted you at halftime.
Yep, you sure did.
When we got the Hail Mary. And that was beautiful. Hey, there's our boy Flint, Gate City Blue Devil in the house. I want to, while I'm on here, and we got some callers, some people in the chat. Hey, Matt and KPW Dog. Our boy Gate City Blue Devil, I want to give him a shout out on here because he is making it possible for me and my daughter Kayla to go to the Missouri game next week, and hopefully Catfish too.
Yeah, I'm
can
trying.
Make it. But Gate City Blue Devil, right there in the chat box, that is one cool dude, people.
Yes, he is. I was texting with him last night. But BVD, we got some callers come in. You want to take a few of them with me? Let's do it because I know they're excited. Let's go to the phone lines.
Bring them on.
You're on with Big Vol Daddy and Catfish. What you got?
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
That was some of the best Tennessee football I have seen since maybe the Auburn game. At least this year.
Oh yeah. That's you were on the right track there when you said it's some of the best Tennessee football you've seen since way beyond Auburn.
Yeah.
That's some of the best Tennessee football we've seen maybe in a decade.
Yeah.
In Neyland Stadium.
Yeah.
Mhm. That was a good game. I hate you couldn't see it there, Catfish, but
I
tell you,
listening to it though.
That game was, that we needed that win.
Oh yeah. Yeah, now all we got to do is get one more.
Yeah. We're going to get 2 more.
I'm thinking we could get 2 more.
We're getting 2 more. And it's going to make me look like a genius.
Well, you're already a genius, Catfish. You got me on the show with you.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what was you most excited about, caller? I believe this is Matthew, if I got this right. But anyway, what was you most excited about? Besides, I guess you could include the offensive line, but what made you the most excited?
Well, maybe it's the fact that we played like we wanted it. We played 4 quarters, at least what I had seen. We play, like I said, we played like we wanted it and come away with the W. That's what I was most excited about.
Well, guess what?
And the offense showing up, man.
I said, I don't know if you heard me, BVDs, before you called in, but this is the first step of the basketball sweep of Kentucky. Because we're going to sweep them in basketball, and we just beat them in football. And I'm just ready. I'm excited for basketball season, but we still got some football to play. We've got a bowl game to go to. I'm just excited.
Yes,
I'm beside myself. This is I've been wanting to be excited for a long time. I'm tired of everybody saying how classy I am with my crow videos. I hate making crow videos, and I know BVD does too. But this week, I ain't making a crow video. I'm smoking a stogie.
I hear you, man. I got to the point there a few years ago where I started looking forward to my crow videos because I could get creative with them.
Well, anyway, caller, I've got them stacked up, and thanks for calling. You've been a good caller, and keep calling in because the season is going to get better, and I expect everybody to be tuning in to me and BVD.
Oh,
and if you're not subbed to BVD, you must be living under a rock. But thanks for calling in. I'm going to go grab another call. Thank you, buddy.
Have a good night.
You too. While you're grabbing that next caller, Catfish, shout out to Aaron Ross, Jimmy Lovelace, Michael Rector, and to answer Aaron Ross's question there in the comments, man, I wish there was something I could do to see the Green Devils face the Maryville Red Rebels. He asked me a high school question, so I had to answer it. But your Red Rebels, the Red Rebels don't want any of the Green Devils this year.
All right,
you know, the only thing, Catfish, that kind of upsets me is I love the fact that we're excited and we're having a good time and we're enjoying this, but I hate the fact that we're having this much fun over beating Kentucky in football.
I said that in my opening monologue. We're normally not this excited over beating Kentucky, and I think Kentucky's going to be a decent ball team for a few years. They've got some seniors, they've got some good juniors, they've got a coaching staff that's been there a while. But we're going to go to the phone lines, and what you got for BVD and Catfish, and I'll listen while I'll smoke my stogie.
Hey, how you doing?
Bobby Durkins.
Oh, Bobby Durkins.
Hey, how you doing? Congratulations, y'all. I had to call and tell you congratulations. Good job on beating those Wildcats. Congratulations. Thank God.
Hey, how did y'all do against Boston College?
We play them in an hour, and I'll go ahead and tell you
okay.
42-10. We're going to beat them 42-10. But enough about Clemson. Congratulations to you. All I'm going to tell you, don't get so excited that you oversmoke that cigar and you end up throwing up.
No.
Congratulations.
I've got my cigar.
How do you feel right now, y'all?
I've got my Pilot Flying J coffee, my Vols one, and I've got my good friend. Somebody's been on the truck with me for nearly a month, BVD on the phone with me. You can't get any better than this.
BVD, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Bobby D. How are you, brother?
Lord, I tell you right now, if I get any better, I'd be Jack Ritter on Three's Company.
Oh, that ain't no good. He's dead.
But I said on Three's Company back in the 70s. But yeah, he'd be completely and totally decayed today. But yeah, back then. Oh, congratulations! I'm happy for y'all. Y'all need this.
Yes,
y'all
we do.
need it. I'm glad you did it. And I don't want to take. I know you got callers. They coming out. Hey, I tell you, man, they're pouring into you right now. Like people coming in from southern Mexico into Laredo. So I'll let you go. But congratulations to you.
Thank you, Bobby.
Hey, see you, Bobby D.
All right, bye.
Now, if that wasn't Bobby Durkins, it was a better impression than mine.
Couch Coach does a pretty good impression. But, I'm excited. I'm excited that we get to have a chance to bring all these fans together. We've got some Alabama and Georgia and Florida and Clemson fans watching and all over college football. And let's go take another call. We've got some open lines now. Call in because you could talk to BVD and maybe not me so much because I'm enjoying a cigar. But let's go to the phone lines. We got Matt 7397 calling in. Big Tennessee fan. How you doing, buddy? What you got for us?
How about them Vols today?
Felt delicious, didn't it?
This is the Tennessee team I wanted to see 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This and the O-line, this O-line, where did it come from? I don't know. Can anybody tell me where this O-line came from?
Well, look, Matt, these boys, they're just like Jarrett Garantano. They've been getting the hell beat out of them all year long, and they've been getting, hammered by the media and by us, the fans. And all week long, everybody kept talking about how Kentucky's defense was just going to run through us like a hot knife through butter. And basically what they did tonight was act like men and stood up and defended themselves. And the running backs, minus the Michigan State transfer, did a great job. I'm still not convinced that Jordan was down. But I'm going to ask Matt and Catfish a question, and both of you be honest.
Before you do, BVD, I wanted to announce the super chat. Hound Dog gave me a super chat, and I appreciate the donations. It costs a lot to get this show going with all the phone boards I got to subscribe to and all the phone lines I've invested to. So give me some calls. We've got some open lines. We want to hear from you, but go ahead, BVD.
Be honest, both of you. How long and how far into that game did it take before you felt 100% confident that this was a win? That we were going to hold on?
I would have said probably midway through the third quarter. It was more before. It was after we made it 24-0. Then they scored, and it scared me a little bit, but I felt confident in the defense because they've been playing well all game. They got a lot of pressure. I think they ended up 5-6 sacks on Kentucky's quarterback, Wilson. They held Snell to under 100 yards, which I'm glad I got that prediction pretty right. That was sort of out there and pulled in. But I'll let Catfish answer the question too.
I've started feeling I'm probably right along there with you when we got that Hail Mary, and I said in my halftime reaction video, as long as we don't disappear in the second half like we did against South Carolina, I thought we could do it. But about halfway through the third quarter, I said, okay, our defense is playing tough. We're still aggressive on our play calling, so I'm right there with you on that one, buddy.
I'm not going to lie. It took me till about till that second fumble that we recovered, because after watching what Kentucky did at Missouri, coming back from the dead to win that game, even though that was a bunch of horse hockey there at the end. But given that, and given the fact that how we've been prone to blow leads, over the years, and even this year with South Carolina, I wasn't 1,000% positive, because you just never know. But man, I did not expect that much of an ass whooping today. I mean, that was total domination.
I didn't either. I thought if we were going to win it, we'd win it by a touchdown, field goal, 4 or 5 points, but it was going to be close. But it was a domination, and our defense held up, and we kept Snell in check.
Yeah, after what he did to us last year, that was great. Sorry, Matt, I don't know if you're getting ready to say something there.
No, one thing that really, I hope Bryce Thompson's okay, but the secondary, at times it scared me. A few underneath routes that the linebackers could have covered, or the corners could have just stepped up and just pressed them real hard. But there were a few times tonight that scared me, but they really had a chance to rise to the top. Bryce Thompson, he's the big freshman coming up on the defense, and Osborne looked really good until he made that lateral play, and that scared the snot out of me. But
where was Alontae Taylor? Is he hurt, or did I just not see him tonight?
He was hard to see. He was out there. I think he made a few corner blitzes, but he was out there. He just didn't do much. He made a few tackles.
Hey, how about Shy and the rest of that defensive line? They were in the backfield all night. Of course, Kentucky has that all-world offensive line everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, and then Darrell Taylor gets 4 sacks and a forced fumble, and Shy Tuttle gets a sack, what should have been 2 sacks if he didn't grab the face mask.
Yeah.
It was a great game by both sides of the line there, offense and defensive line.
Well, I
tell you what, the way Darrell Taylor has improved, sorry, Catfish, the way he's improved this year, I'd like to have him here for about 10 more years.
Yeah. I saw there where at that scrum there in the second quarter where they called unsportsmanlike on the whole team. Tim Priest reminded me the same thing happened at the Kentucky game last year, and we had a couple of players get penalties and get thrown out of the game. Now, I didn't listen to the whole second half because I lost signal there for a little bit, but I don't think we had anybody held out, so it sounded like we kept our cool. But I kind of like I didn't get to see what all happened. I can only go by what Tim Priest said. It sounded like, we were just excited, and I don't know what all happened. Maybe y'all can elaborate on that, but, we have to keep her cool. We have to keep her cool and not let somebody back in the game over stupid stuff.
It looked like Drew Richmond sort of started it. He was causing stuff all night, false start penalties. He might need to get him run some laps during Monday's practice. He was starting all kinds of stuff tonight. Now, if he ain't running laps Monday or Tuesday during practice, just let him run stadiums all night after everybody leaves.
He's been the biggest Achilles. He's been the biggest Achilles heel this year on our offensive line. I don't know, Matt. I don't know if you saw this or not, but on our first touchdown, I think it was our first touchdown, the one Callaway caught there in the back of the end zone. Actually, John, my roommate, pointed it out to me. I didn't see it, but in the background, no, it was on the Hail Mary. Come to think of it,
Hail Mary.
In the background, you can see one of Kentucky's players. We had a guy laying flat on his back, and one of the Kentucky players run over to him, and he didn't punch him, but I mean, it basically looked like he grabbed him and slammed him on the ground or something. I mean, it definitely should have been flagged, but I guess the refs didn't see it. Did you see that one, Matt?
I think I don't know if it was on the Hail Mary or not, but I know what I saw on the Hail Mary was Callaway come up and catch it, and Juwan Jennings just fall backwards. He was about to catch it, but I don't know if he would have came down with it. He had a little bit of butterfinger problems tonight. What was it? I think it might have been on that skirmish, on that first touchdown. There was people being slung down to the ground, and one Kentucky player slung at Drew Richmond on that scuffle. It was bad, but I don't think I saw it on the Hail Mary.
All right. Well, maybe one of you two guys who are obviously smarter than I am can answer this question. And again, I give credit to my roommate John for this one. When we got the double call and they gave unsportsmanlike to every player on both teams. Okay. So at that point, each team is completely full of the penalty, the unsportsmanlike penalty. So the next time a player gets one, whether he's been in the game or not, he gets ejected, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so what happens if 5 minutes down the road in the game, both teams get the same thing? Then that way everybody's got two of them. What do they do? Do they eject the whole daggone, I mean, what do you do? What do they do? It's a stupid rule.
It is stupid.
But I never thought of that.
Maybe get the coaches out there and start playing.
I'd like to give a shout out.
Somebody needs to bring that up.
A shout out to Anthony McGavin for a super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. Says he's working in Odessa, Texas. Thank you. I was just through there the other day. But anyway, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's a nice one, too.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Back to that being smart comment. BVD, you're smart enough to root for the Greenville Devils. Let me tell you, I'm rooting for the Ray County Eagles, and we lost in the first round of the playoffs at 42-0.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. My condolences. Oak Ridge put it on you.
Yeah, we've gave up so much. It was Saudi Daisy a couple of weeks beforehand, and it's rough right now in Ray County. So.
Yeah. Well, you guys are solid. You'll be back. You did happen to donate a great coach to us, so we're very thankful for Ray County up here in Greene County.
Oh man, I don't know, man. Middle school didn't look too hot this year, so that's pretty much what we got coming up. But
I hear you.
Well, let me ask you
I'm
something.
just glad to be talking to somebody else that enjoys high school football.
Oh, yeah, there's a
love
lot of us on here. But let me ask you a question. Our next two games, how do you think the outcome's going to be? We've got Missouri next. I believe it's at home, ain't it?
Yes. What do you mean you think it's at home? You're going to be there.
Sure. Oh, that's right. It is. It is. Thank you.
Missouri, they're going to bring a test for us. That's going to be high-scoring offense coming into Neyland, a defense with a front seven that's, pretty stout. Vanderbilt, we always fill that stadium up pretty fast, so that's pretty much little Neyland.
Yeah.
I think Vanderbilt won't be a walk in the park, but it'll be a ball game for a half. They like to stay fighting in the second half, but I think we'll try to pull away more than Missouri did today.
We'll definitely have to. Go ahead.
Missouri will be a high-scoring ball game. We'll have to try to. It's going to be a track meet in that ball game.
Yeah, there'll definitely be a very stern test for our secondary. Quick question for one of you two may know this, but if not, somebody in the comments answer this to keep me from having to Google it. Since Missouri came into the conference in 2012, have we beat them once or twice? I can't remember. I mentioned that in a video the other day, and
Twice.
I actually can't remember. Twice? Okay.
Twice. One away game and the one home game where we scored 62 or something like that against them. We had Josh Dobbs.
Okay. I know. I think it was their first game in the conference when we had Dooley. That was a pretty high-scoring game that we should have won, and we ended up giving away. Yeah, overtime. Yep.
I was at that ball game. That was rough to watch.
Oh man, my condolences. I was at the Oklahoma game where we blew it there at the end.
I went to that one too. I went to that one too. Oh, that was a rough
game. That was one of the more sickening feelings coming out of Neyland, and there's been a lot of those here lately. But I'm going to try and remind myself not to remember the crappy times at Neyland because we don't know how much time we get on this big dirt ball that's got too much water on it. So we need to remember the good times. And
of course,
it's different, isn't it? At Neyland Stadium now, it's not the same when you go down there. All the loud music and the band, mic'd up. That's ridiculous.
Let me ask you something, Matt. Let me ask you something. BVD brought this up earlier, how much he likes Jeremy Pruitt's passion on the sideline, and I'm going to call it passion and emotion. I'm not going to call it being a hothead, even though sometimes he might go that far. But how are you feeling about Jeremy Pruitt and how he's handling things and that emotion that he shows on the sideline? Because there's been a few Vol fans that don't like it, but I want to get a feel for the real fans out there, the real fans like you and everybody else watching us.
As a fan, I enjoy it. My coach at high school over here, Ray County, he shows a lot of passion on the sidelines. I've seen him throw clipboards around, and he hadn't gotten a player's face and grabbed a face mask, because to do it in high school, you're pretty much fired on the spot, right in the middle of the game. But I don't see why people hate it, because he's showing what he wants out of our players. Like, he's showing his love and passion for coaching, and wanting to see what he wants to see out of a football team, and the passion he shows, because he knows how to win. That's as simple as that. He knows how to win and what it takes to win. He's trying to get that across to his players and some of his coaches that may not believe in him. But and some of it you can tell he's a first-year head coach. Yeah. He might have to control it a little bit, especially in press conferences, if he's feeling it, feeling froggy and wanting to jump. He controls it. But when he's on the field, he might have to control it a few times. But like grabbing the player by the helmet in the UTEP game, I was at that game. I saw it right there on the right there at the sideline. It was intense. But he got across to the players that we're not going to take crap, and because we're going to give out butt whoopings every week. That's what he wants to see out of the players.
Now, BVD told me that Coach Ballard gets pretty animated at times, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he does. They're kind of like Jeremy Pruitt moments at the end of the game today when the game was already decided, but he was still coaching, and that's the way Ballard is. If he sees a coaching moment as they like to say a teaching moment, he's going to point it out, and he's got a pretty good reputation too amongst the refs throughout the TSSAA that he lets them know. But that's what I want in a coach. I want that passion.
Yeah.
I want to see him grab players by the face mask and jerk them over to them where they can hear you real good. But the problem with that today is America is now a what's the phrase?
Politically correct.
Damn it, I can't say the word. Participation trophy society. There.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody gets a trophy, and we can't be mean to our little kiddies or we might hurt their feelings. We can play rap music during practice in high school now because that's what the little kiddies want to hear. When I was growing up, there wasn't no damn music at practice.
Yeah.
The only loud noises you heard in practice was a coach putting his foot up your ass or like Jeremy Pruitt. Yeah. So that's why I think we have that problem now. I think you asked Catfish.
Well, we got another
passion.
caller calling in. He's a Gator fan. But before I let you go, what do you think about our basketball season? Are you excited about it?
Of course. I really see maybe 5 losses. That's the maximum loss total I can see. Maybe undefeated, but maybe undefeated. But
you're sounding like me and BVD. I've got some
We
predictions.
need to change Matt's name to Delusional Vol fan.
Yeah, here's my predictions. Grant Williams was preseason player of the year. I think Admiral Schofield's going to have a better season. I think Schofield and Williams are the best 2 players in the country. I think we're going at least to the Elite 8, but I'm gonna be chirping about the Final Four national championship when football season starts winding down. But we're sweeping Kentucky in football and basketball. But I appreciate your call. I'm gonna go to a Gator fan. I love it that I get to connect with all these fans out there, because this show's for all the fans out there, fans like you and fans like me and BVD. But we're going to go to, I normally call him Crying Ryan, but today he's probably pretty happy. There's probably not any crying going on. What's going on, Ryan Strick, from Farragut High School, where all my family went, and all, I just love Farragut High School. So what do you got, buddy?
There was some crying in the first half, that's for sure.
How did your game go? I heard y'all won.
Oh, okay. First half, awful. Terrible. We were down like 20. It was like we were down by 17 points. I think it was 31-14. And then we rallied back with 21 unanswered points and won.
Well, that's good. I think I dropped the wrong call, but I got BVD back. What you got? Keep going, Crying Ryan, or Happy Ryan.
Well, yeah. So, what was really funny is prior to the game starting, Felipe Franks was being booed by the entire Gator crowd, and when he scored a touchdown, he told never seen this before. He told the home crowd to shh.
Yes, he did, Crying Ryan. I actually saw that. That was friggin' great.
That was amazing.
I need to check
I
that.
feel like
I hated.
we're 1-0. We're 1-0 when we start booing Felipe Franks at the beginning of the game. Maybe that just pisses him off and makes him do better. I don't know.
Well, you guys got Dan Mullen down there. I think your fan base is probably expecting a little bit more than what they're going to get put on the plate. But hey, that was a hell of a comeback today, man. That surprised me. Was it fourth quarter they were down 31-14?
Yeah, fourth quarter-ish, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy for the Vols. I really am. Never hear me say this again. But the Vols impressed me.
Well, tell everybody that doesn't know you're a Gator fan that went that goes to Farragut, lives in Knoxville or down at Dixie Lee Junction. But tell everybody the smart side of your family who they root for.
They root for the people that beat Kentucky today.
That's right. How did that happen? I've always wanted to ask you, how did you end up being a Gator fan?
I don't know. Whenever we moved to Tennessee, I didn't really care for anything that had to do with the Tennessee Volunteers. It just never clicked with me. And I liked Florida, right? Because I watched Tennessee before. I was a Tennessee fan for like 1 year because my dad made me, because I really wasn't like into sports. But then I watched Florida play, and their colors, their mascot, their stadium, their fans, just everything that I saw of them just automatically clicked with me in my brain. And I just like kind of drifted towards them.
Do you know anybody like that, BVD?
No, I sure don't.
I feel like you were like that. How'd you become a Tennessee fan? Oh, you already told me that. That was way back then. I remember that story.
Well, there's a certain Alabama fan that BVD likes to bust a chops. We'll let that dog lie. But anyway, did your Farragut?
I'm not a fan.
Did our Farragut Admirals? Did they make it to the playoffs? How they doing in football?
Oh yeah, we blew out the first 2 rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah, Farragut versus Maryville this coming Friday. In fact, I was just talking to somebody in the comments about the Aaron Ross. Yeah, shout out to Aaron Ross. Was it Aaron?
Yeah,
I don't know. Somebody mentioned it a minute ago, and I was telling him that, that'll be a big one. Farragut's good. They're really good this year. They got 1 loss. I can't believe they lost to Bearden, but just a little reminder, if there's any Farragut fans out there, Greenville spanked that ass this year in a scrimmage. Just saying.
It was a scrimmage, though.
You're getting me heated. You're getting me heated.
It didn't mean nothing.
So how's your Gators going to do in basketball this year, Crying Ryan? Are you going to be doing a lot of crying in basketball?
Probably.
They're going to lose 1 game, I know.
2.
We already lost 1 game, I know.
Oh. Who'd you lose to?
By the way, Catfish, Grant Williams had 17 last night, I think, or 15, and no, Grant Williams had 35, my bad, and Schofield had like 15, 7 rebounds, and 7 something else.
Duke embarrassed Kentucky by like 30 points.
I think it was 34.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was something like that, but one of Duke's players scored 33 points.
Oh, man. That's pretty rough. Well, anyway.
I'd love to see
Go ahead.
Duke.
Go ahead. We don't have any callers. We've got a few more minutes. Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Patrick Mahomes is my Lord and Savior in the NFL.
Oh, that's right. You're a Chiefs fan.
Yes, and I love him dearly. Out of all 32 teams in the NFL, how I got him on my team, I don't know, but I'm blessed.
Well, Ryan, we're going to start wrapping this up, and I haven't sent out your Tiki Totem yet. I've been on the road. Give me some time. I always follow through. I already sent you a Tennessee Tiki Totem for your family there, so you'll be getting your Florida Gator Tiki Totem. Now, it might have some residue on it, but that's all right. It wipes off. But anyway, thanks.
It better be residue of luckiness. That's all I'm saying.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling. And BVD, this was been fun. I've got to hit the road. Anything else you want to say? Any hooting and hollering before we go?
I mean, I don't know that we've got any Kentucky fans listening or watching. I doubt it. They're probably all crying in their little bluegrass right now. But I told you, bitches, this ain't basketball. We give you a shot in basketball every year, but you're not beating us in Neyland Stadium. I don't care how overrated you are.
Yeah. How long has it been since they beat us?
Enjoy that.
Beat us at Neyland Stadium. Was it 84 or something like that? I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, something like that. Well, 34 years ago. So. Yeah, 84.
Well, anyway, everybody, y'all know what's coming next. I'm super glad y'all tuned in to us. We love doing this. We love hearing from you, the fans. That's why me and BVD does this stuff on YouTube, and I'm super glad he talked me into it. And we're going to keep it up, Vol fans, and we're going to win out, by God. We're going to win out. And thanks for tuning in. Go Vols. We're winning out, and we're going to a bowl game. I promise you that.